Hey guys, before that I want to thank friends and all of you who have provided support by subscribing to this channel, which makes me keep the spirit create useful content and full of information for you all, and now I will give you information about the benefits of war books and how to put them to the maximum. Because I see so many people who use the wrong way of war books, and it will also relate to the guards, and the marches sent, which can be one of the determinants of your victory or defeat. Before discussing further, let's first know the basic knowledge. We start with infantry, and these two things work for all infantry units. Starting from tier 1 to the highest you have. And the more books that are installed, the higher the percentage. And I've maxed it up to 10. And this one is specifically for tier 12. And this one is specifically for tier 11. If you already have tier 12 and are no longer using tier 11, then it will be useless except in a mega garrison and someone sends tier 11. And so on for tier 10 and below. Then for distance, as you can see I didn't put anything here, because I don't have any more books. So only enough for cavalry and infantry. So this is one of the reasons why I ignore the distance stats, as I said in the video, honing guard weapons tips, because I don't have enough war books, and all the books I have I use to maximize cavalry and infantry, to more effectively use the guard and an Aramis, and that's to fight the cavalry march, while to fight distance march I only need to use full cavalry with guard cavalry. And you guys see I'm maxing out cavalry, and I'll show you later how the difference is between using a war book and not. Actually, it would be great if we could freely use all types of units, by completing all the war books, and balancing the statistics, but that can only be done if you are a big spender, and can get maximum stats, like Escher, Gurley's, Crispy, and others, but believe me it's very expensive, and to keep the stats up, they have to spend the same amount every month after the update. It's special for stats, not including speed up for troops. And for low spenders who can't maximize statistics like them, then in my opinion it's best to focus on increasing one statistic, so when a march against the march we will have much better stats than make it balanced. Okay, let's refocus on war books. As we know, to make war books we need war documents and resources, and the more books we make, the number that is in use is also increasing. And it's worth it if you use it properly. Now I will show you the difference between using a war book and not. We will do the test at the Musketeer Fort. In order to make comparisons we have to find a stronger opponent, because if we win we can only do it once, and it can't be repeated. Because we can't scouting, then the first attack we think of as a scout. Right now I'm in a state of using the war book. Now we know the opponent is using a distance guard, so the best way to fight it is to use a cavalry guard and full march. The previous guard we used was to fight the cavalry, using the infantry and cavalry combination, and it's very weak. To fight distance with his guard, we lose and only kill 44% of the opposing troops. Now we use full cavalry with his guard. We win with a percentage of the troops remaining 25%, and the opponent only 15% remaining. Statistically the opponent is actually much better, but we can win because of several advantages, namely the guard, the number of troops, and some damage statistics. For the war book, the opponent has done their best use for its distance. Now we have to find another opponent who uses distance guard, and after that we will reset the war book. With these guards we will only be able to defeat the cavalry, so we won't win against distance unless the stats are too low below us. In the meantime, pay attention to some of these reports, maybe you find something interesting for you. We have already found an opponent for the trial. As additional information, when we carry out attacks using the same formation, the results will always change. That's because of the guard skill. If you want to know more about guards, we will provide more details later in the special issue discussing guards. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss other interesting information from this channel. Now we will reset the war books. You've seen before, with his full cavalry and guards, we can beat distance, which is with higher stats, but now the difference is without the war book. Let's first try with the guards earlier to see the results. Earlier we were only narrowly defeated, and are now badly defeated, killing only 35% of his troops. Let's try again. Only 1% different. And this is without a war book. This was before when I was using the war book. Now let's try using cavalry. We lose, whereas previously we could win when using the war book against higher stats. Let's try again. Worse than before. Now let's install the war book again. Okay, now let's see the changes. We win with 54% of the troops remaining, and kill all the opposing troops. I hope you understand the explanation I have given, and can do the best according to your abilities. Spender or not, we can still have fun, and a spender must still be a spender, because if he stops spending for 3 months, then his statistics will be the same as for other non-spenders, and will only have basic statistics like I have, and only then if he knows how. Yes, basic statistics or normal and can be had without spending. If you want to know more about the basic statistics I said, please subscribe, so you won't miss any other interesting information. And thank you for watching.